Well, we are here on that horse that had an excess. Well, no, actually he had a crack, right, Renato? Yes, actually part of his hoof was hanging. Yes, it was hanging. Look, guys, you can see here. We came back here today. The owner asked Renato to see and evaluate the hoof because he has a canker and an inflammation here yesterday, and the hoof started to crack in the middle. Well, we're going to do one more. You can see that it's breaking here because it doesn't have the wall to hold the hole, guys. You can see it here. So yes, the wall came out in front, the whole wall was removed. It was very thin and it's starting to crack. That is, we will have to trim and remove this part. Let's see if we won't hurt that part to do the roofing and see what we can do here now. So let's follow Renato's procedure. So Renato, let's put him before you start and put him in front so we can show to the guys. So before he starts to moving, how the hole is. Renato, transfer here please. And let's get a better angle with the sun to try to show it to be able to better understand what is happening. Come boy, come. Well, let's go, Renato. Now put this all forward and we will show you better and we'll have a better angle. Well, very well, guys. So it's nothing, just a little back because there's a little shade. So get a look, guys. But the lad informed us that there was a canker around here. Right, Renato? It's where he got canker, probably. Was around here. And, well, it got inflamed, the roof, the wall inflamed, because it's very thin, and it was a part that broke and became very thin, and that bottom part is coming off. Well, look at the flies are already circling around here, and we are going to do the trimming now. One side of the hole is thin, so but the other wall it's not good. So it's the case that we're passing on to you to follow up the treatment. As I said at the beginning, it wouldn't happen overnight. It's a treatment and people like it a lot. So I decided to give you the complete treatment and people get a lot curious about it that we are doing. So I decided to give you the complete treatment as we go and record, and it will pass it on to you until, God willing, we get a cure. Was he hoofed that day in the first video, Renato? In the first video he was hoofed. So it has grown well, no? A lot, it has grown well. It's around a month, more or less, maybe less. Well, we're gonna clean the frog that has a... Yeah, it looks like it has a little dirt. It seems a little loose to me. It's even a little ordinary. Guys, we have a professional crew working on bovine hooves.
Bovino?
So let us know in the comments what do you think about starting to make some videos of bovine hooves as well, as we have a lot of extreme cases and a great crowd that helps many animals that feel pain in their hooves in the bovine part of cows and oxen. Many people ask about the video of the foal that I had posted, how the mule that attacked the foal. Many people asked, what's that mule that attacked him? That, guys, that mare was with a donkey. And, well, she had a time in the same pasture with a donkey. But wasn't You know, that wasn't a mole that attacked him. So it was a donkey that attacked the foal. I hope I have got out the doubts about that thing, because it was not the mole, but was a donkey. Now Renato's already working on the cracked part. Let's see how to proceed, to see if he can make the tip of the hoof, because getting into parts with vessels is a little more complicated. So let's go slowly and evaluate and give the best result for our big boy. He felt pain and limped it. Well, it seems like yesterday he was in a lot of pain and limped, so he asked Renato for help, and he managed to come a day later. And we are here checking what's happening with this big boy. Guys, we are carrying out the trimming to see how this will go, if it will be necessary to put a horse hole or not, or a horse hole or a plaster. So follow until the end of this video, because in this video we will go through all the treatment today for you, if a horse hole or plaster will be made, or if it will just stay in trimming, and we will pass this on to you. So far we're not sure what will be done. We'll have to evaluate Circle Renato, removing it and seeing how the hole will be, and then we'll see what's the best solution that should it be. Well, Renato has already finished the right paw. And here is Renato's final helper, Miguel. Miguel, our thumbs up for us. Miguel already helps by learning his father's footsteps, and he really likes the profession. He likes animals a lot too, and he goes along with Renato in his spare time. He went to school in the morning, now in the afternoon he's calmer and accompanying his father today. Just see how Renato have already removed a good part here, and practically half of the hole was left, all the part that was cracking underneath. Well, let me change it here. Well, this part that Renato is removing now is the part that was exceeded at the front. There was another hole practically here in front. It had broken and splitted it, and it was a very different case, very complicated to move. And see how the hole is already much better than the first time. The first treatment that we did on it, if I'm not mistaken, it had more than 1.5 million views. That is the sign that many people liked and were interested in it. Because guys, well, some cases we continue and I don't record it due to people's lack of interest. So I don't record it, but when the video is of great interest to people, I keep recording and we continue the treatment and I continue recording. There are cases where we continue the treatment but I don't record. I record other animals, other content that people like to watch. So as this as a case where people really liked the first video, we're going to record a continuation for you, and Well, if you want us to continue, leave it in the comments, leave a like. That's my limit here. Laminite? No, my limit here. Oh man, don't scare me. Just look, guys, how it turned out. There's another thing here. That there was a huge piece here already removed it. And Renato, the real intention here is to grow a hole and throw away all this part. Yeah, you can see that you have already followed it all the way down here. Remember how it was loose here in the crown part? You see underneath, remember there was a hole here. Yes, you can see it's like already glued or it's growing. Yes, it's growing and we have to monitor it because if it doesn't grow along with this lump, then let's see. So we must grow and receive it and care with trimming so that it doesn't get ugly. I'll enjoy to clean this here. Well, the who even created a bigger wall that is likely to be trimmed. On the first day, I didn't even see one possible. That was really bad. Actually, it was soft that part and hardened gained an extra protection. Guys, as he steps on, the weight goes up to the thinnest part of the hoof and the hoof cracks due to the pressure from the weight of this part of the hoof that is here. So, the thin part. Well, so the intention is to put the plaster here to increase and reinforce this. Well, and when he steps on the cluster, well, it's going to support the weight to help along with the bearing. I believe it's more or less like this, Renat. Yes. The problem in this case is that the idea would be to place a porous hole, but to nail here, this wall is very sensitive to the outside wall. For now, well, we must stabilize the hole, and it's still very fragile, it has no wall, it's very thin, so it does not finish shelf. And this is the reason why crack occurred, due to the pressure of the hole, because as the hole does not have a wall, and if you pay close attention you cannot see very well, but there's a movement here in the hole, it is like a distortion. Look at this. Look at this. That I don't have the strength enough, but when he walks with this weight in a curve, he makes this movement. If you take this part here, observe, you notice that it moves a little. That is it. The case is very fragile. The right thing would be to put a closed horse hole, because he could gain time, and I believe that would work, but there is no way to nail it, because of the very thin wall. Yeah. Maybe it is not time yet, Renato. Maybe. Yes, it would be the ideal, but it will not support it here because it is too thin, and I believe that a plaster here it's calmer. So I'll do a finish on the hole and we put the plaster and observe. Look guys, finished the plaster part, Renato did the trimming, And well, we are evaluating to see what would be better, if it would be the horse hole or plaster or trimming. And we came to the conclusion of the plaster. Because the horse hole on the wall is too thin, and well, the staples would not fix well on the wall because it is very thin. So only the wall that is good would be very fixed. So that it would not be feasible, it would not be a good service, it would not do something well done to the animal for anyone else. That is when we decided to put the plaster and apply it, and according to the hoof strength recovering and growing its walls, so it's possible to place an auxiliary horse hole and the staples will nail well, they will have something to hold, then be able to do. So Renato put a silicone underneath with copper sulfate, and the plaster has already taken shape, already creating protection for the hole. See the difference it made. Well, you already look excellent, and the dirt, that is normal, and the important thing is inside the plaster, the protection it is creating for the hole. Well, finished another video with this big boy who was successful, and we are going to continue another series of him. And as I told you, it's not overnight, it is not in a time to other, so it's going to be a lengthy process. It's going to be a series with several episodes until we get, God willing, in a complete whole or a completely recovered. So if you got here and you are not subscribed, subscribe to our channel and share this video. Leave your like, the region you live, the name you would give if this animal was yours. So guys, stay with God until the next time, God willing. Our motto is to help those who have no voice to be heard.